You know what time it is.
Big Face Beats. He's savage, huh?
I try to tell him, let the horns go. Look, okay, the wreck boys got the latch and key locked in. Murdered the podcast game, but the glove don't fit like Cochran. 7 p.m. on hump day, it's showtime. DJ Wreck Boy shot and Mr. Catch Wreck, it's go time, huh? We're the independent, the legendary, chop it up. Execs of the game and producers who locked it up. Take the listeners on a crusade. New Mexico and Canada, from New York to Guadalupe. Never knew them wreck boys on top, Donald Trump toupee. Cross the rest of these podcasts out like a pair of kicked shoelace. Throw rappers around like airlines do to your suitcase. And leave the internet in a fiasco, no loot pay. We tryna school you, not fool you. It's either car wreck or REC, check the YouTube. We live there, can't hide there. Record from 2 states, but it's one mic, one love, like Nas said. They asking what you thinking. Hit you with the whole kitchen, let it sink in. You might miss the best show on the net if you blinking. Big Face did it again. I don't care who go next. Always in the studio with the Wreck Boys. We talk best.
Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. This is Message. Hi, Dan. All right.
Welcome to Tea Time with
Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. This is super recent. Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. I missed you guys. I really did. Hey. Oh, Lord, this wind. Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. Oh, Jesus. Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky, this special edition of Tea Time with Bunky. First, let me welcome all of my Tea Time with Bunky followers and subscribers. This is a mess. All of my Tea Time with Bunky followers and subscribers, everyone that have been there from the beginning, thank you for taking this journey with me. All of my new followers and subscribers, people that are just tuning in because of the guest tonight, thank you for tuning in. You can catch Tea Time with Bunky every Thursday live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at 7 p.m. Make sure you tell a friend. You can also catch me and the fellas on Zeno FM. They're probably on more shows than me, but you can catch Tea Time with Bunky on Thursdays at 8 a.m. on Culture Shock Radio, Rockbox Radio, Radio Facero, New Mexico, Wap the Music FM, Guadalupe, Caribbean on Sundays at 12 p.m. on Confidence Radio. If you can't find Zeno FM, just go to the VGN app, download it. It's free, y'all, and you can go in and subscribe. Let me shout out real quick. For those who haven't registered to vote, make sure you go to Voter Lookup. Go to Voter Lookup right there. Make sure you're registered to vote because these elections are big time. Presidential election and some local elections, state elections. Make sure you are registered to vote so you can get your vote in. So, without further ado, I am here with my brothers, of the Wreck Boys. Listen, I said I need y'all. They was right there because if they didn't come, y'all, there wasn't going to be a show. So it wasn't going to be a show tonight. But this is a collab. This is something that you guys probably have never seen before. This is not me interviewing them. I mean, there's going to be questions, but it's a conversation. It's a conversation, right? So, for you guys that don't know, Tea Time with Bunky is the place if you're looking for an enlightening discussions, empowering stories, and dialogues you've been longing to hear. So dive deep with us and let these stories that resonate with you. Wreck Boys is a hip-hop journey. Well, not all hip-hop. I call y'all hip-hoppy, but it's not.
I mean, Shasky, place the labels on this, shot. Talk to
Well,
us.
I mean, no. I mean, we're hip-hop based. We can say that we're hip-hop / music based because we have different type of genres of music that we actually have played. And Chris opened it up to just independent grinders.
So you guys are musically based. I'm heart to heart. I'm heart to heart. Y'all are hip-hoppy. Musical. Okay. So once again, welcome to Tea Time again. I mean, y'all need no introduction. Everybody knows who you are. For my people that don't know, they are the two of In the Studio and the Rec Boys. You can find them every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. For those that are viewing on Instagram right now, I learned this from watching their show. I can't interact. I can't see your comments, so jump on over to YouTube and join in with this conversation with us. So I'm going to jump in because it's all three of us. Y'all, please, like I said, don't jump on me because it's two of y'all against one.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Let's get it.
So for those that don't know, what inspired the start In the Studio with the Rec Boys, and how did you focus? Because your focus really is the hip hop culture. Y'all talk about it all the time. That's why I call y'all hip hop. So what made y'all, what started it, and what made you focus on this?
I blame it on Shad, so I'll let him answer this one.
Well, no, I'm gonna take the no. We had no choice but to we had to evolve, and since I already had 2 radio stations, 2 radio shows, it only made sense for me to bring Chris on and say, "Yo, we need to do something like a talk show together," and because he was never for the camera, it was like the Rec Boys was me and the rest of the artists and the producers / artists. Chris was just the guy behind. His nickname was the man behind the machine. Mm-hmm. So nobody really knew who he was unless you knew Catch and Wreck. But the rest of us were all treated as artists, even myself, even though I was 50-50 partners with Chris. I had a totally different role. And it came to a point in time where we were sinking. It wasn't that we weren't sinking, we were stagnated. So it's like, yo, what are we going to do? You know, and it's like, well, you know, I told Chris, I'm not stopping. So we're going to figure it out somehow, some way. I'm not going to stop. So this is what I think our plan should be. I think me and you should get together because we don't have any more artists. That went away. I think what we should do is focus up on a show, give, you know, info, play some videos that aren't really seen too much on, like, you know, there was no place for people to watch videos. Like that. Like, yeah. So, you know, that's how we started. And then here we are now. So, yeah, that was me.
You mentioned those videos, which got me in trouble. I didn't even look at that. They have a segment of their show, you guys, called Rec or Rec. So if you REC, it means you like the video. Now, these are people that aren't known mostly, right? They're just independent artists that submit videos to you guys, right? In hoping that you will play it. So the REC is y'all like it, right? The RWECK means it's a wreck. It's a dub, throw it out, it's no good. Well, I mistakenly, not mistakenly, I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
I thought it was doing too much. Yo, y'all, this man came for me. Oh my God.
But the funniest part was he is an independent artist now, but the guy you actually speaking about is Cool Kim from the UMCs.
You gonna say who it is, so now he gonna know.
Yeah.
No, he know. He's cool. All right. Yeah, he's all right with that.
Woo.
He's cool. He's family. He took it as a joke as well, but it was just funny that you didn't appreciate that video so much, and you let your sentiments be known. And it just so happened to be that he's from a legendary hip hop group, kind of like actually the second group to get signed out of Staten Island for hip hop in history. Like it was Wu-Tang. Actually, I think they got signed before Wu-Tang. I'm not sure. Yeah. It was one. I think they got signed first, and then Wu-Tang got signed shortly after. Wu-Tang just happened to plateau to places unimaginable, but it was actually the UMC's first out of Staten Island.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, whoa, I'm sorry. I was like,
let me ask you this, because I actually been thinking about this too. You know, you got a lot of different guests and a lot of variety. How do you decide what you're gonna do each night? Like, night of the show.
You mean after I had already booked them when the show was getting ready to go on, or they're already booked?
Like, before that, like, how do you decide your guests? I know for us, like Shad didn't know I screen every guest that's coming on. Like, how do you decide your guests and your topics?
Well, sometimes I'll see them on other shows, or people will reach out to me, or somebody will refer them to me. And so I do a little background and look up, and really for direct people I do a lot of times pray on it. Like, is this a good, because I've had a bad situation, this one lady. So a lot of times I'll pray on the show and it'll come to me. They'll give me an idea of what their situation is, and then I'll pray on it. And then I'll be like, yo, this was perfect. And then, which is crazy enough for people that don't get it, during that day or during that week of the show, I get little signs, everything confirmation that that was the show that I was supposed to have. And it was about that. And it just takes on a life of its own. And it changes, you know, it's a conversation. Like, you'll say one thing and you'll have your little questions written down, but it'll trigger something else. So that's the magic of it.
You seem like a woman of preparation too, right? Like, and that's me. Like, I like to have my questions ready. Shot it so much to where he's in the moment and in the vibe, right? You know what I mean? How does that play? I know for me it takes like it's weeks, not even like I know my guests. We lucky to have our guests booked out way ahead of time, so I know ahead of Shad who's being booked because I'm actually doing the booking. So I'm doing my research and stuff, and I know how Shad likes to conduct his part of the show to where he's in the moment. He wants to execute it as it's coming to him, which is a dope vibe as well. But you seem like you do a lot of preparation. How do you get that all ready and together on this side?
It's stressful because, like, after today, like after tonight, I'll be able to exhale, right? And then Friday, I'll take Friday for the most part off, and then preparation starts Saturday as soon as I open up my eyes. It's like starting, okay, I got to get this announcement out, or at least start preparing the announcement. What is the announcement going to look like? Okay, did they send me the video? Because now I do the regular announcement, and now I do the video announcement. And Sean had said do a video, but he didn't say a video. He said a drop. And I wanted to not look like I'm copying off of you guys, but I'm like, okay, I need that drop. So how am I going to do this? So then the vision came to me to revamp it. Then you got that announcement. Then you have our platform announcement, and it's so much. If I'm not organized and it's just me, it'll be a train wreck.
I think y'all overthinking this shit.
Right?
No. I just gotta be a buck. Like, for me, no. For me, I might do the questions. I might finish the questions, and he's like, "Yo, so we starting the show?" And I'll be like, "Yo, hold on. Let me just finish this last question." He'd be like, "Yo, my man, really?" And I'd be like, "Yo, dude, like, I don't know. For me, it just works better that way." I think the less I put on it so that it feels like it's work, the less stress I have, the more I want to do it.
That's a good point.
Right.
But the blessing we have though is, so like, I don't worry about the production part of it, right? I don't worry about the question part that Shad takes, that he handles the setting up of the show. Like, that's all him, right? So I feel like the question and getting the interviews, he feels like, all right, that's all me, which is cool because that's my part of it, right? So it's the trust we have in one another. Like, all right, he's gonna play that part. I know he's gonna do it. I don't gotta worry about it. Let me do my part and execute my part to the best of my ability. And I think that's the one up we have on you with that, right? Because you gotta kind of do everything. I can hit Shad and be like, this is the guest, this is the videos, here goes the fly, and I'm out at that point. Now I'm on my research side. He's on his side of the homework while I'm doing my side of the homework, and then we come together and make what we make.
And that's why he can be all carefree.
Right.
Because
that makes me sound like I'm lazy. Yeah, no. When you just like, no. That's not. Yo, listen, I put a lot of work in.
Well, you do. I mean, you have the games and stuff, which your trivia is crazy. It's mostly hip hop, but thank you.
Can I state something here on the show
that you lose all the time?
But pay attention. I need the people to pay attention to what be going on here. Shad knows the guest a week to 2 weeks ahead of time, so he prepares the question, and I hate to sound like a solo because the whole intent, honestly, is not for me to win. It's not for me to win. You know what I mean? It's really to engage with the guests and let them have a good time, because some people really are so losers in this world. So when you beat them, it messes up a whole dynamic and a whole networking type of thing. So my intent on every show is not to win. It's really just to compete, have fun, let them win, right? But Shad tailors these questions. Like last night, we had Rampage on. All of a sudden,
I didn't know any of those.
Questions is about Flip Mode Squad. He is the first lieutenant of Flip Mode Squad.
I mean, we had Bobby Simmons on, and it was Michael Jackson. How much research you do?
That was really good. That was
But Bunky, he knows because we had Bobby Simmons on 2 times before that Bobby Simmons is a Michael Jackson fanatic.
I was loving it. Just so y'all know, I was loving that show. I was, yeah.
But it's dope. It's dope. See, the people don't get to know the whole context behind it, right? Like they look at it and we joke around and shit. Like me and Shada have this thing to where we tell each other like, yo, just get on, like let him know I'm a loser. I'm a loser because it makes it entertaining, right? But we know the whole premise is behind it. It's not for me to beat the guest. Like I was kind of mad that I won last night against Rampage because that's not the goal. I want him to lead the show, but like, yo, I beat Mr. Catch Wreck.
Nah, you gotta win sometime. You gotta win.
Nah, the only one I wanted to win again was Cool Kim.
Yeah, because he was talking crazy. Like,
he bring a friend with him and everything. It was crazy.
Yeah, no, he took it serious though. Like, which was dope because it made us have to be like, okay, it's more than just trivia for fun.
No, it is. Like y'all be doing the most. Like with your videos, you have your video segment, then you have your games. So you guys are cut up in different ways. So that's, I think, what draws people in. Like I know I can watch your show for the conversation part and the trivia. Once y'all get to the video, sometimes I'm like, they doing too much. I can't with this. You know, but it's like, it's parts, so there's something for everyone. So that's the good thing about you guys' show.
So the goal with that was, and not to take all the credit for that, but it was kind of us going back and forth. Like, yo, we got to make this like TV. So like when you watch these TV shows, it's just not one thing a whole hour, right? It was like breaking up the monotony a little bit to get them a conversation, get them a little interactive, and then get them to the whole premises of the show is to listen to the music and watch the artists and let them be heard and be seen, or the actors, because again, like Shah stated, it's not just about music for us. It's the slogan we go by is more than music, it's a lifestyle.
Right.
Like when we say we catch a wreck, we out here really trying to reach everything conceivable and involve everybody who has that same mindset too. You know what I mean? Because everybody wants to do something, right? Everybody says, I want to be the best this, I want to be the best that, but nobody knows what they're gonna do to obtain that greatness that they want to get. They just think, yo, this dream I got, if I think about it every day and I talk about it every day, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, yeah.
You got it. And that's good. That brings into a good segment of this next question. What was a memorable episode or guest that totally significantly impacted your audience? Do you guys have a memorable show? I remember seeing, I don't remember rappers' names, but I remember seeing, I'm like, wait a minute, it might have been Shan. Because I'm like, wait, I know who he is. I'm like, but that's just me, you know. But for you guys, what was a memorable episode for each of you? Can go separate because I know you got separate memorable episodes.
So, Shah, if you don't mind, I'll go first. I got two. I got a couple, but two that really sticks out to me. One is MC Shan.
Yeah.
His cat, you know, his whole personality, everything. And the one part that stuck out from the second time that we had him on, when he told Shah to go F our network. And why that stuck out to me was because people don't know the dynamics that I have with MC Shan. Like, I had a relationship with this guy. We speak, right? You know what I mean? Like, we know. So when he did that on the show, everybody's hitting me after the show, like, yo, he did that. And I'm laughing. And he's telling me, Shan is like, yo, don't tell him that I was joking so that it could get, he thought it was going to go viral by him doing that, right? And I'm like, yo, the perception of it is looking kind of crazy. They don't know our dynamics, right? So that was one. And then the second one was Doggy Diamonds, who's pretty much, along with Bobby Simmons, one of the first guys to ever start this whole podcasting thing before it was even called podcasting. He said something to us on that show to where he asked us, who are you guys? And me and Shad both at the same time said, the Rec Boys. And he said live on the show, he said, that's not good enough. You have to have our identity. And we were both like, what do you mean? And then that became the birth of Mr. Catch Wreck. And it was always DJ Rec Boy Shad. But now we incorporated DJ Rec Boy Shad with Mr. Catch Wreck, and that's who makes the Rec Boys. So that now you could distinguish the two of us. Yeah. He didn't have that understanding until he said that to us that night. So that's my two.
That's big. That's big. All right, Shad.
Number one, you got to know it's got to be Bobby Simmons. Like, I love Shan, and I can't wait to get him back on the show so I can talk crazy to him. Because, you know, the little Rec Boys was ready to get at Shan. He don't know. He don't even know they was coming. But And Free Jack. Free Jack is another one of my favorites. I want to say Bobby Simmons because like flavor videos. Like we like our whole show was based on videos. Before the guests, before the trivia, before segments, it was the videos. Like our very first shows, we might have talked 15 minutes the whole show, and the rest was just videos back to back to back to back to back, getting out videos. And then Free Jack, first, how do you come on the show? And he was like, yo, I got a surprise for you. And then he brings on Glenn Plummer on the show. And it's like, wait a minute. Free Jack, who I, at that point in time, really didn't know nothing about. Chris knew all about him. I didn't know nothing about him. But then you bring in an A-list actor who's just hanging out. I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like, nah, this podcast
That's
stuff.
a moment.
Yeah.
That's a moment right there.
Bunky, but we had him. We ended the show, and I'm like, tell me something that normal people wouldn't know about you. And then he told me he was in the county jail.
Oh, yeah, this is a crazy story.
With Suge Knight and Rick James. And he listen, the most craziest shit ever.
That's random.
Yo, listen, but he's telling me he's sitting on a bench. And I did time, so I can see it clearly how he's describing it. He's in the yard, whatever, it's rec time. And it's funny, right? Rec time. Rec time, right? So then he's sitting on the bench and whatever. And he knows Suge from producing for Death Row and that whole thing. So he knows Suge. So Suge comes up to him because he sees him. Yo, what up? And then he has Rick James with him. And it's like, yo, like crazy. So I'm like, yeah, every time we get you on the show, like this guy has so many stories. He's
so many.
No, and he's been around so many different people. Like he's running around with Jamie Foxx right now. So I can imagine I know that's who he's running around with the last time.
Uh-huh. And this is a guest. This is a rec guest.
Not only, but a regular guest. This is not somebody who, like he's like, yo. Yeah, no, it's so those two right there, my favorite shows. But I love all the guests because 9 times out of 10, I don't know nothing about them.
Because Chris does the homework for that part.
Yes. So
okay.
So
can I just touch on something real quick too? Because there's a lot of references that people don't know. Like Shah just said, rec time. If people don't know, on the rec is a term that they use in the jail system when it's rec time, right? Catching rec is known for a negative as well, to where people used to be, yo, we're gonna go catch rec. That's when you're gonna go do something to somebody or something like that. We have took these negative things and turned them positive.
Yeah.
Right. And I just wanted to point that out because a lot of people don't catch on to that. Like for us, on the rec is really, for people who know, is like, yo, it's rec, it's time to go to the yard, go do what we got to do. For us, is let's go have some fun. Let's go out here and reach up to the casino. You know what I'm saying? And catch a rec, the same thing. Is reaching up to the casino. I just wanted to break that down for people so they get to understand it. Because the ones who know the street shit, they're like, oh, these guys are just about that. Now we have turned those negative connotations into positive ones that reinforcement for us and the people around us.
Yeah, I'm trying to like fix that and put that in there. But people, that don't know what REC stands for, it is reaching everything conceivable. And I'm terrible with acronyms, but I remember that because I'm terrible with acronyms, but and you guys representing, you wearing your REC gear. Like y'all are always in REC stuff. Like I do not go to the REC center ever and not see Shad in regular people clothes. It's like always, and happy anniversary to the REC Center.
Thank you.
Y'all are always representing. Y'all are true to it.
We got to. I mean, how can you get somebody to buy into something you're not pushing yourself, and you're not out there doing it? And I think that's what a lot of people doing things mess up too. You know what I mean? They have something and they don't understand their value yet in it, right? And so they're not comfortable with perceiving it and pushing it out to people. But that's how you get everybody else comfortable with it. Which leads me into my next question for you, Bunky.
Okay.
You have a lot of serious topics on your show. You know what I mean? And they range all over the place.
Yeah.
How has those topics affected your life, or have some of those topics affected your life, which make you want to talk on it?
Okay. That's good. I didn't think you were gonna hit me with that one. Those topics I found, because some of them are like super heavy. Like last week, I had talking about caregiver burnout. My guest husband, he's recently diagnosed with stage 7, which is the highest level of Alzheimer's disease. So I've learned that doing this over these 3 years that I'm empathetic to a fault. So like all of these stories I've learned are like totally affecting me. You know, I'm like carrying all of these people's weight, but I love it because I don't love carrying the people's weight. I don't love that part, but I love that I gave them a avenue of release, a little road of release. They would have never spoken about what they're going through if they didn't feel safe on Tea Time with Bunky, if that makes any sense. They trusted me enough to tell their story for the like first time, and it could have been years that they've been holding on to this, but they trusted me enough. So that feels really good. And I tell people it's not that I'm so great, you know, it's just they trusted me, but I wear it. I do. And sometimes it's a heavy thing to carry, but I thank God that they trusted me enough and I'm helping somebody else, which is
Yeah, but
crazy.
it could be a lot because without knowing, you're kind of taking on some of their burden just by listening to them, and it kind of puts
Yes,
you on the back burner, right?
God. Yes, it does. It does. But you know, it's rewarding. Like Janet. I had Janet Olden on. Double amputee, right? I wasn't another one. I wasn't gonna have a show. I was gonna have a show. She reached out to me, right? She reached out to me and wanted to share her story because she's a young lady. Everybody around here knows Janet. Janet was vibrant and lively and party and Janet. So one day, she has her youngest is, I don't even think he's a teenager yet. Her youngest. You go from all of that to now having both of your legs amputated. How do you deal with that? And she trusted me enough. She trusted me enough to tell her story. After she told her story, she told me she felt comfortable enough to go to Walmart. And that little thing right there just made my whole day. So I'm like, okay, now she feels good. You know, like she feels good about herself and she's not hiding.
See, that's dope. And that takes a lot.
Yeah.
Like I can't do that type of show. I'm be
Yeah.
like, I'm not. I don't want to say that I'm selfish, but I don't want extra. I don't want extra stuff using my brain power.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, and I hate to sound like selfish, you know, but like that's tough, and it takes a big person and a strong person to handle that. It's hats off. But is there something that you wouldn't cover?
Oh yeah. Absolutely. That's stuff I wouldn't cover.
Like what?
And it's crazy because I've covered missing people, I've covered murders, I've covered people who've ended their own life. I covered all that. But what I will not cover, and it may sound crazy to y'all, I will not cover vulgarity and, I'm sorry, hip hoppy people, but you know, like all of that, like with the videos.
You got us here. You got us here, though.
No, because y'all aren't doing videos, and you know, I'm saying like because I need to understand why you women are half dressed on the video.
Yeah, but how do you understand that if you have it on there?
No. See, that's different because I had hip hop artists on, right? And as you see, I don't do the music part; I do the conversation part, right? Mm-hmm. But I had somebody that was coming on the show, right? And I was gonna do the show. Just talking to him bothered my spirit. But I'm like, I can get past this. I'm like, I can get past this. But there was nothing that this man was saying that made sense to me because I'm like, can you do a video without all of that? Like, not even just the women dressing, but the way you downgrade women, the way you just the things that you do, your mouth. Like, can you say a rhyme without it being so much? Like, I couldn't even flinch. I didn't even have enough room to flinch. You know how sometimes you can catch your breath? Couldn't even catch my breath. So stuff like that, no, I can't do it. I can't. That's crazy, right? Like something like that's crazy.
I mean, you gotta know your boundaries though too.
Yeah,
And that's
like,
good
and that right there would be a boundary because that's a choice to me. You are choosing to put these lyrics and have this visual. That's your choice, whatever floats your boat, right? It don't have to be, I don't have to talk to you about it. I don't, especially if you can't talk to me about it. Like, talk to me about it and don't be disrespectful because that's what we're not going to do. I don't care how you talk to your mother and your sister, you're not going to disrespect me like that. So, yeah, it was just like, yeah,
no, I salute you for that because there's a lot of podcasts like you, and I need the people to understand who tune in and watch you and watch us too because I get this from you too. It ain't about likes, you know what I'm saying? It's more about the message that's going out there, and a lot of
right,
podcasters and content creators are all just about the likes. You
right,
know what I mean?
yeah,
And to me, it's kind of that catch-22, right? Because you could go out there, you could pay for these likes. Like
right. Yes,
that's
you
not the
can.
issue. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not the issue, right? It's more being more genuine and more real and more true to yourself is how you're
right,
gonna get the most value out of it.
right. Absolutely. And everybody that watches your show, they know what they're going to get. They know exactly what they're going to get. And that's y'all are true to who you, I mean, y'all are truly true to who you are.
Thank you, thank you.
I'll be like, wow, this is, and watching your show, Chris, I have to say now, over time, I'm not afraid of you because you had me shook. I mean, y'all, this
That's
man didn't
bad.
smile. He was always serious. It was like, what is going on? Really scary. So, but I see how you lighten up a lot. You lighten up. You laugh on your show, and yeah, y'all are true to who you are. Sean and his favorite word with the exaggerate. I mean, like y'all are just y'all are true to who you are, and so you have to not compromise who you are or whatever. People tune in to Tea Time, they know what they're going to get, and they know what they're not going to get. You know, if you want to see X, Y, and Z, don't tune in to Tea Time. If you want to see A, B, and C, tune in to Tea Time. You know, and I can go to sleep at night.
No, as long as you're comfortable with it, then that's all that it
And
matters.
those hardcore conversations is who I am, have always been. So
it's dope because we all need somebody like that to, layer it on and, who's there to accept it and, give us their honest opinion, out of love on it. Like I said, I'd be like, man, listen, go to church.
I'd be like, go see the Oprah Winfrey at the 8, and that's Tea Time with Bunky.
Yeah. Speaking of, like, what's the like where you see this going? Because I'm pretty sure, did you see 3 years when you started?
No. When I first started, you came to me and said, let's collab, let's make some merch. I was like, no, nobody's gonna want that.
She probably say, look at this little her lip talking about every other N-word is the N-word coming out. How do you expect me to work with him?
But it was like, but I just didn't see, I honestly didn't see Tea Time 3 years down the road. I thought I did. You think you have a vision. You hope it'll go a certain place. I didn't see this for me. To be honest, there were times I was ready to give up. There been recently, like there's been times I'm like, whatever happens. But then the show will pop up, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't feel like it. People want to see Tea Time, so as long as people want to see it, not even that, because everything isn't for likes. Like I don't care. I get my views. I appreciate you all, but I do it because I enjoy it, and as long as I enjoy it, I'm going to do it like that. I'm not going to put like I can't see it down the road anymore. Like as long as I'm enjoying the journey and people are taking it with me, then let's do it. Like it's too much pressure. I have enough. What about you guys? Where are you guys?
I was gonna ask Chris where he think it's going to.
Yeah.
Like
where y'all going?
So for us, and it's crazy because Shah put this on me, but he knows this. For us, we actually working on building.
I love Ricky.
Yeah. Well, you're not. To me, I don't see you as a Ricky. I see you as the Oprah. To be honest with you, you're bigger than Ricky. You're Oprah out So, but for us, the next step for us is building this podcast network, and what that is going to be consistent of different creatives. So we're looking for new podcasts, people who want to start new podcasts, as well as old podcasts. So how it will work is kind of double-edged sword. We will help the new creators build their network. I mean their podcast, help them with repurposing their content. So basically, they will upload their show. They will do what they do. We would take their show, chop it up for them, give them little bits that they could go out there and post. All we ask is that we can repurpose it on the network. You know what I mean? So kind of give them another play and another essence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing for creators who already have podcasts. So like Tea Time with Bunky, who we plan on reaching out to too. We'll just say, hey,
I'm
the
in it
show.
with y'all.
Yeah, we'll give you the rundown. So it's basically like, all right, Tea Time, you air on Thursday. And the dope part about what we're doing, we're trying to cater it to every creative, right? So we're gonna sit down with you guys and be like, what's the day you want to get your shows re-aired on CRE TV, which is Catching Rec Entertainment TV, which been in play for going on 13 since 2013, 2014. We had Catching Rec TV. We just never done anything with it. It was just catching footage inside the studio, recording, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
But now, so back to the podcast, we'll basically reach out to the podcast, say, hey, when do you want to re-air your show? License us to show, in essence, saying we could use your show to play it on our network. And basically, what we're looking to do is all these different creators are scattered out all over the place,
Mm-hmm.
right? If we could bring all creators in one room and we could say, yo, listen, on Thursday night at 7 p.m., we need everybody to be screaming Tea Time with Bunky. Think about it like this. If I get 20 people who go and say every Thursday they going crazy, it's Tea Time with Bunky at 7. Go crazy, post shit out of it. 20 people have 10 friends apiece. We just touched how many people, 2,000 people, wouldn't matter like this. Right?
Yeah.
As to where you just going solo on Thursday saying, all right, I'm gonna go live and I'm gonna post it, and your guest is posting it. So now basically what we're doing, we're bringing everybody in one room and we're gonna say, yo, listen, at this time we're gonna scream together. This day is Tea Time Day. This day, or whatever the time frame is, right? But we're gonna do it to where it works best for the creators. When do they want us to repurpose their content in a time that works for us and them? We're not going to own nobody's show. We're not taking anything from nobody. All we're trying to do is now provide numbers for people so that they can say, so then now I have all these 20 people in the room, all these numbers that we're gathering. You could go tell somebody, yo, we're gathering 50,000 views a week. You're not necessarily doing it by yourself. The network is, but the perception of it is of that.
Right.
You understand
Not
what I'm saying?
only
So
that,
now, yeah.
it's back into it's different when we're gonna put y'all into a little game right here at Tea Time with Bunky. Pay attention. All right, pay attention. You get more money if you're streaming different content. So now what the main purpose of coming to the network is you bring your people to our people, and now we all people. So now you may get 300 views on your YouTube, but now after it's repurposed, it gets 3,000 views. So now you're getting a check, and that check goes to the network, but the check literally goes to you because it's off of your show.
You'll get a percentage.
Yeah, it's off of your thing. So now what happens is the more you push your show with pushing the network,
mm-hmm.
the more viewership you're gonna get. Now at any given time, Revolt, Rock Nation, whoever has these other podcast places can come and say, yo, we see your numbers over there.
Mm-hmm.
We can offer you a bigger percentage, a bigger number, plus we get out more. So now you can say, yo, listen, all right, y'all help me do what I needed to do. Now it's on to the next. It's nothing to where we're trying to lock anybody down and say, yo, you can't leave. Nah, the point is to get everybody. We need to be at a baseline. The baseline, once we're at the baseline, then everybody that's there can go up. So instead of you trying to reach the baseline and we're trying to reach the baseline, we go under one umbrella. The umbrella already meets the baseline. So now it's up to you. So now if you want to outwork us and you get more viewers, then hey, guess what happens at the end of the month? Your check
get more, bro.
You get what I'm saying? So It only makes more sense.
The best way to explain it is kind of like, and we were doing this with Catch and Rec without knowing we were doing this with Catch and Rec, is Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang has 11 members, probably more than that, and they all could be individual artists, right? They could all be their own entities, their own brands. They were smart enough to come together to form Wu-Tang.
Mhm.
And with the understanding of, yo, listen, we're gonna form this group, and one by one, once we get this group going and it's well known, we're gonna start feeding the pieces of the group. And that's where you get the Raekwons, that's where you get the Killers, that's where everybody comes out of. But initially they were just known as Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? And that's how Catch a Wreck was. You know what I mean? It was Catch and Wreck Entertainment. Here goes Catch a Wreck. Everybody knew Catch and Wreck Entertainment. But guess what? Out of that, we're gonna give you this artist. Bang. And then you're gonna get familiar with this artist. That artist is now gonna pull the next artist up with him. You know what I mean? Now you guys know two artists, and then guess what? You're gonna pull a DJ out too, because every time they perform, that same DJ is gonna be out there as well. You know what I mean? And then everything else starts floating with it. So it's the same concept with this, right? It's gonna be the network CRETV, which is how we like to call it, the Walmart. And inside
Mhm.
Walmart, you could get a whole bunch of different brands.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't gotta go. Let's say we Henny, but it's the Red Boys. You don't gotta drink Henny. You like tea? You could go drink tea on Thursday with Bunky. You know what I mean?
Right.
Once you're done with the tea, you want to get a little crazy, get a little more conversation. You can go holla at Ra and Ty. Or it's kind of, you know what I mean? It's that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's all going to be demand, so you can always go back, check the videos.
Okay.
And we got other things in the work too. So it's like we probably gonna add another 2 more shows, like 2 separate shows from
Rec shows. Rec shows.
Yeah. Well, they'll be Catch and Rec shows, but they'll be different concepts for what we do in the studio. But it's still gonna be entertaining. So we actually gonna have about 3 Catch and Rec shows just to beef it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, you got 2 shows. So it might be Tea Time with Bunky and political. It might be you might change it from political Tuesdays to political theater and do it twice a month, every other week. You get what I'm saying? We're just but I mean, hopefully it's funny because I have a viral guy that I'm talking to who posts a lot of content. He's in Clubhouse heavy. And I have a guy who wants to do a wrestling show. So we're really trying to get all different stuff so that it's enough for everybody to come and check out. We just don't want people to think that, yo, when you come to Catch and Rec Entertainment TV, that it's just going to be, Rashad and Chris all over the place screaming, nigga, 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 nigga.
well, that's your job.
But we want to offer different things. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, my mom watches my show, but my mom also likes watching your show. So now if she can see it in one spot, he plays. And the end game is to actually get it so that we can get 24 hours worth of content.
Oh, that's what's up.
So now we're just streaming. So now when you go to CRE TV, bing, you can say, okay, Bunky's on in 2 hours, but first is live with Ron Ty, and then after them, and then after that you get creative. You do your commercials where you get money off of and promotions, and you get other people to sponsor.
It's gonna be a lot of different things for people to be able to do, but it's gonna be contingent on them, right? Like we can't want for people what they don't want for themselves. Our goal is always going to be the network, right? So we're not going to be leaning towards one creative more than the other. The goal is always the network and to make sure that the network can keep going. You know what I mean? Will we focus on who's more focused? Yes. You know what I mean? So if we got Bunky and Bunky say, yo, listen, I got this guest on, but I haven't made the video, I haven't did this. There's going to be services inside these packages that will take care of all that. So where Bunky won't have to make 1,000 videos or every video a week. That'll be in her package to where that's already provided by the network. So when you just give us the information, this is who you're having on, your flyer might be made, your promo might be made, it gets sent to you, you just put it out, you just focus on giving the content and doing what you do. You know what I mean? So we're trying to make it also easier for the creators too, so that, because one thing we learned is you can't do everything. You know what I mean? So when you get the right people, when you get the right people around you inside this network who are doing certain things, who could help each other, it only makes each other stronger. So that now we could be better at what we're actually trying to do and trying to achieve.
Because when I watch you guys, It's always something new. Y'all always got something. I'm like, how did they do that? Like what? And I'll be sitting over here trying to figure it out, and I'll be like, forget it, I can't. But how do you keep each other from burning out? Or like, because it's the two of you, is there times when, because this wasn't even a part of the conversation flow, but it's a conversation. Was there ever a time when one of you felt more disconnected than the other, and you had to pull the other one up, like, okay, like do a pep talk to the other one, like, this is what we do, this is who we are, you can't give up now, da da da. Have you ever had to? Because it's important, it's good to have somebody to bounce off of, you know.
So for me, I can remember. It's crazy that you asked this question because it's a year on today's a year to the date that my cousin and her kids were murdered.
Oh yeah. So,
A
oh
year, a
wow.
year to the date. So it's crazy that you asked this question. It was around this time last year where I was ready to stop doing all this. Like for literally, Shad had to call me like, "Yo, we gotta do a show next week," and I believe it was like 2 weeks the way I didn't want to do a show. I didn't want to do nothing. Like I was just at that point I was looking for retaliation. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I come from a
Mhm.
different background, right? So I'm thinking of doing dumb shit and Shad is the one on the other side calling me, like, yo, we gotta do this. You can't do that. This is what's gonna happen if you're gonna
Yeah,
do that.
right.
And it's crazy. I'm always the level-headed one. Like I'm the one talking shot off the ledge most of the time. You know what I mean? And to have him at that point kind of grab me by my ear, like, yo, relax, be like, you got too much. This is what da 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 da. So for me, to answer your question, that was it for me. And that's crazy that you asked that today. That's crazy.
Yeah. How are you doing? How are you
I'm
doing
doing
today?
good.
Because I remember that time, and still my condolences. That was crazy. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Honestly, therapy. A lot of people, a lot of us coming from where we come from, don't really dive into that. Having somebody to talk to, even if you don't have a therapist, find somebody you could talk to and rely on, and who's gonna listen. You know what I mean? Without the
Yes.
judgment part of it. You know,
Balance.
that's the big part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even when I was telling Shah what I wanted to do, he never once judged me on what I was thinking about doing or might have done. You know what I mean? It was more of an ear and kind of guidance. You know what I mean? And that's important for the other side, the other person who's doing the listening part too, right? So it's one thing how you just said with Janet, salute to Janet, who was opening it up to you, but you played that ear for her, and that's big because sometimes we don't listen. We just want to fucking talk. Excuse me. We just want to we want to talk and give people what we think. From the guy coming from the other side, we don't need that all the time. We need somebody to listen.
Right. Okay. I'm glad you're better. What about you?
Yeah.
I never want
Not.
to. I'm gonna quit when I'm in the ground. This is what I'm not gonna quit until I can till we feel comfortable with getting somebody else to take over what we're doing. This has never been, yo, we're gonna do this. This is our show. It's in the studio with the Rec Boys. It's not in the studio with Rec Boy Shot and DJ and Mr. Catch Rec. We just happen to be who we are, but it's in the studio with the Rec Boys.
Right.
So we always left it open like that, so that it's like 106 in Park. You couldn't have the same host for forever.
Right.
You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? And but yeah, this is. I look forward to this. I'm the one who's pushing them. Like, yo, man, the people need more of this. They need and for me, this is my therapy. You get what I'm saying? Like, we gonna talk about it.
Right.
Regardless of how, and I'm lucky that I have a partner. It's hard to turn on the camera and say and go and be talking to nobody and just to be talking, and we figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Bunky. It's never worked. This has never worked for me. Like literally, the trivia, I like doing it. The doing the video. Now don't get it twisted. He may give me a video the day of and be like, yo, can you switch this in? Knowing I can, but it's like, damn, homie, like this ain't even you. You get what I'm saying? But it's like, it's the same way. It's the same way if I play the video and it messes up or I got the wrong video. He's looking at me like, he might not say it in the show. He's going to be like, yo, what's up? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, this ain't what we do. You get what I'm saying? So for me, it's always fun. He's a busy man. He gets up early and he goes to bed early.
Yeah.
I'm one of those dudes who I'm right now at this point in my life. I'm on. I don't get a lot of sleep, but I'm okay. Like I like to get up early and I like to get the work done late. You get what I'm saying? So there's never we don't have a lot of time where we could just call each other and just kick it. He's either calling me on his ride home from work, and then after that, he's going to go home and take care of his husband and fatherly duties. Right. Me, I'm usually working, taking care of my husband and fatherly duties. Right. So Wednesday is our time where we can actually just sit back and drink. You know, I order like my Wednesdays, I order pizza and stuff for the family. Just know from 7 to about whenever we done is my time to unwind with my homie. And a lot of times we may end the show at 8 and we may not get off the phone till about 9:30.
Well, that's a friendship right there. That's
my
I'll be honest with you, I don't even like him like that, Bunky. I just like him.
That's why he left. That's why he left. New York isn't big enough for both of us. So one of us had to go. So, you know.
But y'all still doing it.
Yeah. Bunky,
let's have a collaboration, huh?
Let me ask you this. What's the most rewarding part of the show for you?
When people tell me how much they really enjoy it. Because when I do it, I don't pay attention to like the views and stuff. And in my mind still, I'm that in the beginning Tea Time with Bunky where people don't know anything about me. So it's like to have somebody random come up to me and tell me how much they love the show. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I love that episode and they'll go back. I'm like, wait a minute. You've been watching. Okay, thank you. So it feels good. Or how they'll tell me they were going through a situation that I had on the show and seeing that show really help them. That right there that's it for me. Like, I love it.
That's dope. And Sha, how about you?
It's for me. I'm just keeping it a buck. This shit is all for me. Like I love the guests that we get. I love. I can tell you one thing that I don't like, and I think that I'm gonna tell you live in Tea Time with Bunky. You got to give these people who need to be heard that they should hang it up a shot, because he won't allow me to play some stuff. I may send him a video. And be like, yo, I'm thinking about playing this. And he'd be like, yo, for what? And I'm like, no, people need to know that they need to stop doing
it. They are WECK. They need to know.
And he's like, nah, bro, like, this is like, and he looks at me like, nah, you doing that to like, you're not really doing it to help him. You doing it to be like, to tell him.
There's been some bad ones, Sean. There's been
some There's a group running around Monticello, and every time I get a video of them, I send it to Chris, and he'd be like, "Yo, why are you sending me this?" And I'm like, "Nah, I should play this on the show."
Let them play it. They gotta know. They're living in La La Land. They gotta know the truth. Like you can't quit.
No, what's the bad part about it is there's people who are on there and they're liking it and they're gassing them up, like, "Yo, I see you, cuz. Yo, that shit sound amazing." And it'd be like, "Yo, dude, no, it doesn't." And I can't say that on the post, because if I say that on the post, I'm right. But if
your viewers can.
And Chris is like, nah, we got this, and which is dope. Which is dope. He keeps the integrity of the show. He's like, nah, we could bring in some stuff that's not, we'll get the WRECK, but we're not gonna bring in like this is bullying. That's how he looks at me. He's like, now you're bullying me. Like
it's not a bullying thing. You know why it's not bullying? Because they're asking for it.
Well, they put it out.
They think.
Well, now if they follow the right channels to send it to us, then it's different, right? But now if it sends it to us,
that's right.
And this is the thing too. A lot of people think, and you might come across this too, just because they know Tea Time with Bunky, they might know you personally. They think they have a one up on everybody else to either be on the show or be involved in the conversation, whatever have you. There's still channels that need to be followed, right? Yeah. Like the email should still be sent. The introduction should still happen. You know what I mean? Just because you know DJ Wreck Boy Shy don't mean you're going to get on the show. Just because you know Mr. Catch Wreck don't mean you're going to get on the show. I'm telling you right now, I got cousins, friends that will never be on the show because they think because they know me, that's what happens. That's not how it happens. You know what I mean? And also there's the fee involved. You know what I mean? So if you're not
Oh,
trying to
right,
pay the
right.
fee,
Y'all are different. Y'all a whole nother
yeah.
level. Y'all are
If you're not trying to pay the fee, like if you're not trying to pay to believe in yourself, why the fuck excuse me, why should I believe in you? Like,
right,
you know what I'm saying? And like I tell people all the time is money. Like I'm never gonna get my time back. I could go make money somewhere. I could go do other things. I will never get this time that I put into
right.
you back. So if you're
That's
not putting
a
the
fact.
time into yourself, what do I look like giving you any of my time?
That's true. 'Cause they are a hot mess. I hear you though. I yeah, some of them I can only imagine. Anyway, I would love to see it though. To make me laugh. I won't put wreck because they live in the area and they might come for me. So I wouldn't. I
I be wanting to tell them, and but you know what's weird too with that is like I know a lot of artists, and I see their videos and they post them.
wouldn't.
None of them was sending to me, and it's like, no, it's weird, and I think that might be it too. Like, and it'd be like, yeah, but you're putting it out, and I'm
Right.
seeing it anyway. So, and then you're sending. Well, you're not really sending it to me, but you put me in the post where there's 50 people in the post. So you tag me in the post to see it, but you won't send it to me.
Because they want you to reach out. Oh,
Yeah,
I
I'm
keep
not
hitting
doing
my
it.
nose. I just got my nose pierced and keep hitting it. Oh,
Yeah, you got to be careful with
yeah,
that.
I gotta be careful with that. Yeah,
So I
they're
went on
hard.
somebody's live yesterday and I was tapped in being a viewer, you know what I mean, supporting them as they support us. And they were telling one of their guests about the Rec Boys. And this right here gets me upset all the time. If somebody is telling you, yo, listen, go check out Tea Time with Bunky, she provides interviews, she does such and such. For the person who is being told that to say, oh, tell Bunky to reach out to me,
Yeah. Like
smack
Crazy.
yourself
what?
10 times,
Yeah.
please. Because listen, Bunky's providing an opportunity. We're providing an opportunity. Not saying we shouldn't reach out because there has been times where some people haven't treated me that much where I make the introduction and I'm going for it. You know what I mean? But it should be the other way around too. You know what I mean? They
Right.
should be reaching out whether they know you, they don't know you, or somebody
Right.
made the introduction. Like I think, and this is where I think this is what could hurt the network. I think ego. You know what I mean? Because when you have all these people who are supposedly the best at what they do, egos get involved, right?
Mhm.
And the
Yes.
mission ends up getting deterred a little bit. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people need to understand that a lot of people who are out here chasing these goals and these dreams, you got to start somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't get to the top of the mountain
Right.
without
You gotta do the
climbing it.
work. I missed. I
Yeah.
didn't even hear what you said, so it's okay. I wouldn't have known you did anything until you did
Uh,
that. Well, let me ask you, because our time is winding. Y'all got a meeting. How do you think that our shows can influence each other? And what lessons can we learn from each other's platforms? How can we influence each other, and how can we learn from each other?
Well, I'm gonna tell you straight up.
Can
I
y'all learn from me?
absolutely. I complimented you and I told you, yo, the follow-up videos, the thank you video was super dope idea. Was it
And that was
dope?
kind of was it? I think did you say do a thank you?
No, I think I said
Oh.
you should do a drop and then maybe do something at the end where, but when you did it, it was like, oh snap, that's like super dope. I should have thought about that and did it first. No. That's how. No. That's when you know. No. Real talk. That's when you know you're on to something. It's like, because I'm like, damn, like that's a dope, super dope, fire idea. Nobody's doing it. Like now, for somebody to do it, I mean, do it. But we know where it originally came from anyway, because it's a good idea. So you can't be upset if somebody copies it. You get
Right.
what
And
I
I used to get upset, but I used to
mean?
copy.
We used to go through that, and it's like
Mhm.
in this space, there's only but so much difference. And then no. I'm on it. I'm on it. If I see anything that remotely looks like what we got going on, I'm hitting them like, oh, so this is what we doing? You get no. And I mean, that's the Virgo in me. Blame it on that, whatever the case may be. But if it's a good idea, people are gonna follow it. Like it only makes sense. So we're at the point now where it's like, all right, if people are following what we're doing, then we're going the right way. So now it's our job to keep the mind going forward, because you're only gonna be as good as your last idea.
Right.
So you're always with us.
I think people got to remember too. There's more followers than leaders in this world. So if you out there ready to lead, people gonna follow, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And to answer your question, I think how we can help each other is just just what I stated earlier with the whole network is sharing the network, right? Think about how many guests we have had between each other's shows
Right.
that could have possibly, whether you charge or you don't charge, could have paid a fee to hit all these different networks. Like these bigger networks who do these interviews, I'm not gonna say no name because they didn't pay no sponsoring fees, but the bigger networks, the podcasts that these guys go look to, they do just that. If you pay attention to it, there's an artist that might show up on this show this day that everybody goes to see because it drops on a Saturday, and then on a Wednesday you see him on a different network. It's
Yeah.
not because they know all these guys. These guys are pretty much in the same circle, sharing the
Yeah.
same network. So your
Yeah.
network becomes your net worth. So that's how I think we not only
Yeah.
Tea Time with Bunky, but all the other creators that are part of the Village Global Network, plus who's going to be the part of Catch a Record Entertainment TV network. That's how we can help each other, is sharing the network.
Right.
Because I know people that Bunky don't know. Bunky knows people that I don't know. Vice versa with Shy. Same thing with everybody else. And I tell people this all the time. Just because Bunky tags me in a post don't mean my people are going to mess with it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So I
Right.
get my people to mess with it is by me sharing the post. You know what I mean? And that's confirmation for my people to let them know, like, kind of like, yo, I agree with this. I'm sharing it. You know what I mean? And
Right.
that was an argument I used to have with our artists as well as shouting them too. Because that's like, yo, just because we put it on a Catch a Red page, don't mean you guys shouldn't be sharing it to your personal pages. And
Right.
they used to argue with me, like, oh, no, and I'm like, yo, by you sharing it is letting the person who hangs out with you on a daily or speaks to you on a daily is
It's a fact.
telling the confirmation that you are messing with it, so they should go check it out. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, people got to understand these likes and these shares as creators, some of us might not really care about it too much, but we do because that's how the show grows, because that's the
Yeah.
algorithm behind it, right? So every like, every share now takes you up another tier in this algorithm. So the more
Yeah.
people that are doing that, the more you are able to. So, for instance, you might do a post this live tonight. It might go touch 1,000 people, but if everybody who tuned in live shared it, your possibility might have just went to 2,000. You know what I mean? And then now as they're sharing it, you might touch four because out of those 2,300 people might interact with it, comment, such and such, which takes your algorithm even more, which lets you be seen by more people.
Right.
So I'm what's crazy is because we knew this, but we are learning more to how to mess with the algorithm. So within this last couple of months, we've been touching 400,000 or 500,000 people because we have learned little tricks to play with the algorithm. Now you got to understand this: just because it touched 500,000 people, don't mean 500,000 people interacted with it.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So it could have came across 5,000, 500,000 news feeds, but maybe only 100,000 of them interacted with it, whether that be a like, whether that be a share. You know what I mean? So then now, as you figure out, one, what's your key times that you're posting that you're getting the most interaction? What posts are
Right.
getting the most interaction? Is it reels? Is it stories? Is it posts? Like there's so many things that affect all that. Once you figure
Right.
out and you dial in on that, that's where it's a game changer because now you have now just screwed up the algorithm because now you know how to tweak it when you want to tweak it.
I gotta figure that out. Okay.
It's
'Cause
hard. It's hard. But if we get you in one place, if I
That's half
have
the battle.
20, 30 creators in one place, we could get. So now think about it. You got to go look for this yourself. You got
Mhm.
to go try to figure this out on your Meta and your Facebook and all that. But if I have all you guys in one place and there's 20 people sitting there watching all this data, it's so much easier to say, yo, listen, Bunky, I noticed when you go live, you get your 1,000. But when you repost it on Friday at 11 o'clock a.m., you get 300 views. That's a key time for you to make sure you post. Also know when you do it on Monday at 7 o'clock at night, you're getting more views than when you post at 8 o'clock in the morning. All that data is there for you on these social media sites. Nobody is
It
going
is.
to look into it and tap into
That's
it.
it. I'm not going to look. I don't go into the meta. I don't do all of that. I need to go into I need to go into the meta. I need to
You
start
need to
being
get with CRE TV
Yeah, you
Sunday,
need to
all
get a
that.
network. You need to get a
Yeah.
network. Figure it out because it's already there. Nah, I mean, you know, it only makes sense. But
it
what
makes
about you?
who?
For your question.
Oh, she thought she was just gonna ask us
I
and
know, yeah,
skate away with it.
go be away. That's it.
Well, I learned from you guys. Well, I learned that I should interact more with my guests during the shows, because I see when y'all come in, y'all like, let me know where you're tapping in from. And people will post, like, I'll share the comments. Like, I've tried to do it and shout people out, but I get so lost and it'll trip me up. But I see how important that is to people because you guys are interacting. So I need to learn that to be more engaging with my
the key is figuring out how do you incorporate it to what you're doing already, right? Because what
right.
you have is golden. So how do you grab a guest like Rashida who tapped in a little while ago and said, "Hey, what's up?" But you might be in a deep conversation at that point
Right.
with your guest. It's not a good time to be like, "Hey, Rashida," like Shad does this all the time.
Right.
You might be in a good conversation and out of nowhere, when he's getting ready to ask his question, he's like, "Oh, salute," da, 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 da," and I'm sitting there like, "You mother, you just, But I get why he did it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just finding those moments to where you could figure out where you could do that, and it kind of still flows with the show.
Yeah, because it'll be hard. Like some of my conversations is hard. Some of them are a lot. My lighthearted conversations, I can do that. Like when I asked about the quitting, when did you want to quit? Have you ever wanted to quit? Stop. And Gabe wrote he quit 100 times. Like, but you were mid conversation, so I share it and smile. Unfortunately, I laughed, and that's why I don't like to interact, because at that time you were sharing a very intimate moment. And when I chuckle, I was like, oh, that was the wrong time. Like I caught it. I'm like, this is why I don't do that, because somebody could be in the middle of something very important. And I want to allow them to speak and get it off. But I also want the guest to see that I see you. So that's why I share it, across the bottom. So I want to get that across to people. So but I love how you guys do that. Y'all are so engaging with you.
I mean, he hates that shit. But my thing is, I don't, dude, we're for the win. So like I said, me personally, I could do this regardless if we're not going live. Like we'll sit here and just talk and go through stuff, and it's no big deal. Like we could do this all the time. So my thing is, if it's gonna be for the numbers, then I'm gonna try to sneak in every little thing I can so that I know that the people who communicate, comment, share, shout out where they're at. They might have just seen it and it might have just came on, and it's like, all right, yo, listen, real quick before I get to that, yo, shout out to everybody that's tuned in, because I want these people to know, if I shout you out within 30 seconds of you sharing something or posting something in there, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna stay.
Yeah,
That's
there's
true.
there's data on that too, though. That tells you that. Like the quicker you can grab their attention when they come in, the longest shot you have them to keep them. Because let's keep it a buck. When somebody taps into your live, you only have about 7 to 14 seconds to captivate them to see if they're gonna stay there. And then even when you captivate them, the amount of minutes that they stay to your live is probably 3 to 7 minutes that they're consistently locked in. Then they might leave, come in, come out. You know what I mean? Which also is provided in this data that you could go check. You can see it won't tell you the person, but it'll tell you, hey, a roundabout number of these people watch for this many minutes, these people watch for this many minutes, and you can start figuring out, if you know your show and how you got it laid out, you can figure out what's hitting more. So like for us, I could tell you when we're getting the most interaction, when we're getting the most viewers, when we're getting the likes, the shares, at what times of the show we're doing it. And that was more of why we started doing the segments too, right? Because then now we could break it apart. Like if you think about it, our show is 3 different shows wrapped up in one show.
It is.
Right?
I love it. I do. I love the way you guys are able to do that. Like,
and same thing with your show though. Your show is kind of a couple shows mixed up into one too.
Yeah,
I had
it's time to ask the guest segment. And but people, because it was new, they didn't really catch on, but some did. And I will let them know beginning of the show at the last 15 minutes or whatever. You can ask the guest, engage with the guest or whatever. Or I'll start what I'm doing and you can ask the guest a question. But it just seemed like most of my shows, it doesn't get to that point because they're like pouring out their hearts for some, and then there are some where it's just, we're asking the questions throughout the show. Like it's time to ask the guests, like throughout the whole thing. So
nah, you got some. You had a good thing going, and I think because you don't really interact,
right.
I think that it may be if you ran like a ticker, yo, get your questions ready because we're doing questions in 10 minutes, and then let it run through that way. Yeah, see.
Okay. Oh, that's
So
good.
Or you do it between your questions. So you ask your question, they answer before you go to the next question. That's your time to shout them out. That's your time to get one of their questions in,
Mhm.
and then go on to your question. So you figure it out. And it's also contingent on your guests, because sometimes you might just have that compelling conversation with somebody to where, and it's happened with us, to where it's so deep of a conversation, it's so moving, and you're getting that you're getting out of your guests, because when we have these guests on, same with you, you're trying to pull something out of these people to where
Right.
somebody else, something that somebody else has never got out of them before,
Right.
right? You know what I mean? Especially with us, like the MC Shares, the Arsonists, and all these guys. These guys have done millions of interviews, right? So
Yeah.
how do you bring something to your supporters that
That's
they
different.
haven't heard from this person before?
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's where it becomes a little difficult as well. You know what I mean? And that's crazy, because to jump back to the question, the pleasure part of it is to hear that as well too. Like to hear them say, "Yo, I haven't been on a podcast and had this much fun
Right.
as I'm having." Like that's enjoyable as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. It feels good. Well, wow, you guys, we're over. But Kimmy will say it doesn't matter. She knows the person. We're a part of the Village Global Network. I talk about it all the time. They're like kings of Village Global Network. We're on 192. Is it one?
I think
I
it's
say
190.
191 plus.
It's
yeah,
197 right now, I believe.
It's what?
197.
You know what?
197.
I miss so many. I miss so much. Let me tell you. For the VGM people that are out there, just want you guys to know I've been MIA only because I had to disconnect. It was too much. And now that I see that I'm not on social media as much, I'm sleeping better and everything because I'm disconnected from the blue light. Sometimes you gotta do that self-care. So I've missed everything. So we're up to 197. We're
Mhm. And growing, and growing.
VGM.
Couple more stations coming soon. It's gonna be crazy. Big announcement today. Salute to Sam Lavelle.
Yes,
Yes,
Sam.
congratulations,
Yeah, that's
Sam.
dope. That's dope. Sam got that slot. That's nice. That's the network. That's the network.
And you guys, she's also on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Let's get activated. Podcast.
It's crazy. Like Sha said, Thursdays is ladies' night for real, for real. Like
Yeah, because we have
they could
Ron
just tap
Tao on
in.
now, which is a whole
Yeah,
different.
No, they're on vacation. Hold on, they on vacation. She kind of snapped at me before. Yeah, she said they on vacation. They on their hiatus right now. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, but when they
Yeah,
come
it's
back,
not.
yeah, make sure you tap in.
That's a those ladies. I'd be like, dog. Like,
they get to it. They get to it. They get to it, and I think it's a dope space. It's a dope space. It's definitely a dope space.
but that's the blessing about all of us too, right? And to piggyback on what I said earlier, anybody who comes on any of our shows are not going to get the same experience for any of
right.
us. So it's in their best interest to tap into this network. And when you come on our show, it's kind of an interview. Let's have a drink or two. Let's have a good time. Let's joke. Let's laugh. Let's play your music and get you some feedback. That's the premises of our show, right? To get you heard and be seen. But in the same token, let's have a conversation and let people get to know you on a personal level that they won't never get. Now, when they come to you, you're diving into that personal. You're asking them those questions to where nobody would never get it, right?
Right.
Ron Todd, they're gonna get a little bit more personal, but a little bit more rough, a little bit more love, a little bit of tough love, if you would call it that, right?
Yeah.
Now you go to Finally TV, that's like interviewing with the BET. Gabe, I say, is one of the best interviewers in the 845, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like he would get you those questions. He kind of will wrap up all our shows in one. So where you'll get the questions, you get a little bit of laugh, you get a little bit of seriousness. You know what I'm saying? So there's a variety in the network. So it only benefits the people who are creating or these different independent entities to come tap into what we got going on over here, because you do one interview, you're gonna go on 7. You know what I'm saying? So or 20, I think there's 27 different creators on the VGN. That's just one network we're a part of. Now you're talking about Blaze Number Radio, then you talk about CRE TV. So potentially we could put you on a run for like 2 months.
And it's going to be different conversations.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
you're gonna leave out like you had therapy for years after you hit
Well,
her.
Right.
not from the studio. Not from the studio. You're gonna get off my couch.
No, yeah.
Yeah, no. We're gonna talk about this music and these videos. We're gonna find out how much trivia you know. And guess what? You ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get up out of here.
And y'all be careful. I'm just saying, y'all be careful with your Rex and Rex, because I'm telling you, those artists, their baby, they will come for you. They would. I don't know, Shy. I don't. Chris, I don't know. He looked really serious to me. I was like, yo, this dude is about to come for me. Let me try to clear this up. When I say I was stressed.
We
No,
gotta get
but
him
that's
on
what we
T-Time with
want,
Bunky.
though. Yeah, that's
You
what.
would be scared.
No. I want you to. We want people to feel comfortable and know that we're gonna go to the bat for you. Like, yo, listen.
And you did.
That's it.
Yeah,
right?
we don't stand for the crap. We're not standing. There's not gonna be no bashing. We want constructive criticism.
Yeah, that's it. You didn't like it.
Criticism.
Criticism.
He has to.
You got to eat that. You got to accept that and understand that. You know, Bunky, Diddy.
Oh God.
Oh, you put on the spot. Wow.
No, I just want to know because I want to know
Did he do it?
I want to know. Did you see the documentary?
There's a documentary?
Yo, dude, on Tubi.
Stop it. On Tubi, I heard it was coming, but I didn't know.
No,
okay.
It's out. TMZ did theirs. It was wild. Puff is a wild boy. How do you feel about Puff?
I think he did it. Let me tell you why. I
right.
thought he was a creep from Making the Band.
Okay.
I used to watch Making the Band. Okay. And Diddy people, this is my opinion. It's all out there. I can say how I feel. But from watching Making the Band, he gave me creep vibes then.
Yeah, but creeps how? Like a bad boss, somebody who just wants to
not even just, he was I don't know, it was just something about his, and you couldn't even say it was because he was a bad boss. It was just like something about his energy that didn't ride right with me. Like some people go off people's energy, you know. It's not just what he does. Like, okay, he was trying to make a point and make people see that making the band wasn't easy. There's a step to this. You got to go through the grind. You got to go. But there was just something about him that just gave me creep vibes. It just made, the back of the hairs on your neck stand up. But like there was some of his music that I liked, so I'm not taking that from him. But there was something when I started hearing it, I was like, "Yo, he did it."
Damn.
He is guilty.
Okay, I get it.
Because it doesn't matter how much money you have, and that's what I think what people are missing. Like, well, he's the mogul, he's the richest. So what? So he's still a
you really think it don't matter the money? So in your opinion, if he don't throw enough money at this, whether he throws money at it or if he don't, he won't get off?
Did R. Kelly?
No.
R. Kelly didn't have Diddy money though. R. Kelly didn't have Diddy money.
But what about the guy that died?
Epstein?
They had the money.
Yeah, but how long did he pay? How long was he paying people to not get caught? And then
but how long was Diddy paying people not to get caught?
I don't think Diddy was paying the right people. I think Diddy got this is my opinion, and this is the first time I'm gonna talk about it. I think by Diddy doing what he did with the alcohol brands that he was trying to fight, he kind of went against the grain. And that's when they started, all right, you want to play?
He thought he was untouchable.
You know why? Hold on, Bunky. Earmuffs. I'm calling bullshit. No. I'm calling bullshit. No, because, dude, he was a scuzz bucket. Dude, he was doing this. It's not like, they're making up charges.
And everybody talked about it.
Up charges. No, listen. What happened was, even if they say, you're taking so much money away from us, so we got to teach you a lesson. The lesson is now we're going to allow you to get caught. Like, dude, if we cut ties, say we sign a Revolt and we get bigger than Revolt and we say, we're done. Revolt can't say, listen, you're selling cocaine and I'm moving dope. Because guess what? We're not selling cocaine and I'm not moving dope. Now, if they say some shit that I'm doing, then guess what? I'm guilty. Like, dude, it's not like, dude, there's too much to where, okay, damn, you were doing all of this, and now they say, okay, we're gonna pull the blanket off and show everybody. but you were already doing it. That's Scuzz Bunky stuff anyway.
Everybody talked about the Diddy parties.
Right. So you saying exactly what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm denying that I'm denying the guilty part. And the only reason I'm denying the guilty part is because I want to wait for the right shit to, the proceedings to happen. Do I think he did it? Yes, that's just my opinion of it, right? But what I'm saying is, I think by him exposing certain shit, they are no longer protecting him.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter if he's a Scuzz Bucket or not. Like this bad Scuzz Bucket.
Yeah, but that's besides the point. What I'm saying is, money protects people. So I think he had enough money. He still has enough money to go around and but once he starts playing with people who have the same money as him and are controlling money as he's controlling money, they have a point to prove. So now they, you want to play? We'll show you. Let's see what it, and this is just my opinion because I've seen it happen on lower levels. You know what I mean? So with it
happened with me. If you pay enough money, this is gone.
Yeah,
I did it. That's the thing. I did it. I was guilty. So now I can either pay. I didn't know he told me that information late in the game. Had I known that information, he didn't get comfortable to tell me this information until later on in the game. Had I known this information, I would have never went and did the last stretch.
Yeah, and these are your DAs in Sullivan County, by the way, too.
DAs, lawyers, all of this, judges, all of this good stuff. But I did it.
So if it happens on that smaller scale, think about this, Bunky. If it happens on that smaller scale with some ghetto kids who has nothing, who is trying to do something to better his life, think about somebody who has billions of dollars. That to where you could sit there and be like, yo, my man, seriously, like, come on. Like, for instance, the first lawsuit, everybody, he paid the $30 million. He ain't paid nothing. His insurance company paid that. They told him to pay that. That's why you have insurances and all that. Like, Diddy has to pay 1 cent out of his pocket besides the lawyers that he's paying for. That's it.
No, them lawyers
Everything
cost
else,
so it don't even matter.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's the only thing that came out of his pocket. The lawsuit money that he paid, that didn't come out of his pocket. Everybody, he's gonna go broke. No, he not. No, he not.
Nah, but that was light change anyway. Even if they gave her the max of what he said, it wasn't even 100 million. It was 50 million. So even if,
but you know what, like I'm listening to y'all with the money and how much and all of that, and if he's guilty, if he's not guilty, whatever. But in my eyes, at the end of the day, he still is going to have to answer
somebody
for what he did. May not be on this side, but at the end of the day, I mean, like y'all don't talk like this, but I do. But at the end of the day, God sees all. So what you think you getting away with?
He ain't gonna get away with. I mean, this is God work now. It's God work now. If you want to believe that, then it's God's work now.
Oh yeah, I know, but I mean, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse for him, and it's not even about what everybody can see, and it's not monetary or whatever. Now he going to preach. I mean, like, come on, he got Team Jakes and them all exposed, messed up in the game because they all sold their souls.
But Bunky, he didn't get them messed up. They were messed up themselves. These
they were
people. They were
up. But at the end of the day, all of these people, all of them, have to answer for themselves. They all got to answer to God for themselves. So that's how I look at it. I'm like, because at the end of the day, what they doing, thank God, don't affect my life. You don't, whatever.
I mean, we did dance with him, and believe it or not, like imagine what he means to your sons.
I don't know.
I'm just saying he was influential. There are periods of being influenced. Right. So you get what I'm saying? The same thing with us with R. Kelly. I mean, it's just weird. Like we were having this conversation earlier, and it's like, yo, you know what? You can like somebody's artistry and understand, and they could still be a weirdo or somebody that you don't like in person. That's why I was telling you, like, I would.
Michael, he was weird, but I love him so much. But we're not going to talk bad about Michael. I'm just saying.
I don't have to say about Michael. Michael was acquitted. So this
ain't about Michael. This is not about.
No. Listen, Mike was acquitted. He went to prison. I mean, he went to trial and it was found not guilty. What more do you want? Him and OJ, right?
Don't put him in the same bracket.
I'm just saying, him and OJ, right? I'm just saying, him and OJ. Him and OJ. Don't
do that. Don't do that now. Don't do that.
God, oh shit! You trying to put
this now. No, don't jinx that.
I
Don't do
ain't
that.
gonna say.
Don't
I ain't
do
gonna
that.
say. I ain't gonna
Don't do
say.
that.
We love Mike. We love Mike. Rest in peace to
Love
the
him.
Juice. Rest in
Yes.
peace to the greatest of all time in the Juice.
Yes.
Rest
My
in peace.
Michael. Love him.
Oh man.
OJ.
Funny.
Oh, the disrespect. Well, look, you got
So Bunky, before we get out of here, because I know you're on a time crunch. Before we get out of here, are you gonna go to the 1 year anniversary this Saturday at the Rec Center?
Absolutely, I'll be there. I'll be there right after Zumba.
Right after
Okay.
Zumba. No, Zumba Sunday or Saturday?
No, Zumba Saturdays.
All right, that's
Go to
dope.
Zumba every
because
Saturday
you
at
got
12
to-
o'clock. It's from 12 to 12:45, 1 o'clock. Run home,
Yeah,
take a
but
shower,
Bunky-
and I'll be out.
Yeah, but Bunky, we're partying at 8. So that
But
means
at night?
yeah, we doing the party. I mean, they got the street fair. You can come and hang out, take pictures there, but we partying.
8 p.m.
It's a one. Yo, listen, you better stop, Bunk. You better cut it.
Until 1?
No. We don't no. There's no end in the rec party. There's no end in the rec party. We starting at 8ish. But I'm saying they got the fair and all that other good stuff. My wife's gonna have a whole bunch of stuff going on there today. But no, we need the party. I want pictures and I want to have a good time. I need to make sure that I remember this 1 year anniversary. I'm not gonna have the next one I'm gonna have another 1 year anniversary, but right now that's gonna be
I can stay till 8:30.
all right.
Oh,
just
wow.
pull up. Yeah, just pull up. Get some food. I'm gonna be playing some Michael Jackson. I'm gonna make it so you don't want to leave. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have it so you don't want to leave.
I know, right?
All that good,
Oh
that good music. Yeah, we.
So Bunky, I need you to hold me down that night because I can't make it to New York. I'm obviously in a different state.
I can only hold it down to 8:30.
That's all right. Something is better than nothing.
Oh wow, that's what's up though.
I'll be there though. I'll be there. So that means okay, go to street fair, come home, take a quick nap.
Take a power nap.
Yes.
Wake back up and get refreshed.
Yes.
That's it.
All right. I could do that. I got you till 8:30. Maybe a 8:45. We pushing.
Okay, that'll work.
Partying hard. 8:45.
That'll work. You gotta wait for the cake to come out.
No.
I mean, go buy some of that tea that energizes her. And make sure you get a couple.
She got some. She probably drinking some right now. I'm gonna have all the teas. All the teas, Bunky. Yeah, you already.
Anxiety.
We're gonna have a good time.
Before we get out of here, if you don't mind, Bunky, also last night on the show we made a decision. Just because you're big in Sullivan County, I also want to say this to your show. The rec center will be providing 4 haircuts for 4 kids the end of the semester who have all A's. We're not talking about A/B honor roll. Salute to you guys too who are doing that, but we're looking for the kids who are really going above and beyond. So 4 kids. If you bring your kids to the rec center, you provide DJ Rec Boy Shot with the report card. He verifies their honor roll students. Catch Your Rec Entertainment will pay for 4 kids' haircuts.
And we're giving out strips too. We're gonna give out some.
Tell them the address where they can.
45 North Main, Liberty, New York. We are open 6 days a week, 9 to 6. Pull up anytime that you want. You don't need an appointment. If you like to schedule an appointment, you can. But you can always pull up and have a good time and catch rec at the rec center. 45 North Main, Liberty, New York. All right.
And they're always giving back to the kids. There's always something going on. So you guys follow in the studio with the rec boys, the rec center.
Yep.
Follow the rec center so you can know what's going on. You guys, I appreciate this. This was fun. Look, 8:30 almost. On the whole half an hour.
Nice.
Oh, I love talking to you. And once again, thank you for stepping in and having this conversation.
Yo, I'm on a roll. I did like 3 shows this week. I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling like Rocky this week, my man. I'm all 1 year.
When Shy called me and said, "Yo, listen, big sis, want to know we come on the show." First, I'm thinking, I'm like, damn. So it's crazy because last night I caught a flight right after the show to be where I'm at today, and then I'm like, damn, I'm gonna do this, but I'm like, you know what? It's Bunky. We gonna make it happen. So I'm actually sitting in the hotel, which is why I don't have the setup. But so we had to make this happen.
Absolutely.
I appreciate y'all so much. I mean, y'all are it for me. Y'all are my inspiration. I want to be like y'all when I get to y'all.
We all inspire to be.
All inspire each other.
Yeah, that's it. Like
so all reaching everything conceivable. This is Tea Time Rec.
Tea Time Rec. That's what I'm talking about.
Time Rec. So, nice. All right, you guys. I know y'all got a meeting too. I gotta wind down for work tomorrow. I appreciate you all once again. Thank you all for tuning in this late, staying with us. Tea Time with Bunky every Thursday at 7 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. All those watching on Instagram, remember, I can't see your comment. You got to jump over to the YouTube, like, share, follow, subscribe, comment, interact in the studio with the Rec Boys every Wednesday at 7 p.m. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Where else can they find you guys? Where else?
All those streaming platforms and all those social media platforms. Also, TuneIn app. We are on Blaze 'em Up Radio for replay Saturday nights, 8 p.m. Also, Raptor Music, Radio for Sale, and Culture Shock every Friday, noon p.m. So you can tap in with us, noon, afternoon, whatever p.m. and what is p.m. Tap in with us noon. All right, if you miss any of the shows. But yeah, that's us.
And you can catch their shows, same radio stations with Tea Time Radio, Rockbox Radio, Radio Pasero, Raptor Music, FM. Those are Thursdays at 8 a.m. and on Sunday, Confidence Radio. So you can catch the re-air of this show and all your favorite except for y'all got Apple. I don't have Apple, but I have Amazon podcast. So you can catch me on your favorite podcast radio stations. And I appreciate you all so much. You all have a great rest of your night, and be kind to somebody because you don't know what somebody is going through. So I appreciate you. Good night.